everybody, how are you doing? I feel like I haven't sat down and actually just like showed you some stuff in a while. Kind of missed that. It's been too long. We should not like have this break for a while. I mean, like I had those informational videos, but it wasn't like kind of shoot the poo and show you stuff. I don't know. Anyways, so today I'm going to show you some plants that I've gotten over the last little while, probably like a few weeks. I don't think that you've seen any of these before, unless of course you follow me on Instagram. Instagram folks get all like the inside stuff because I just can't not show somebody when I get something. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. You get all the inside scoop, and you know, that's where I usually like ask questions if I'm gonna do a video about something, and you know, just get general information and show you things as I get them. And I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Oh, okay. Anyways, so I'm going to show you some plants today that I've gotten recently and that I'm kind of excited about. We've checked some wish list plants off. Excited about that. All right, guys, if that sounds like something you want to watch, go ahead and stick around. Check it out. Okay, just one thing that I want to mention off the hop. We're not going to talk about my hair. I have legit tried like 13 times to create this gorgeous, cute little messy bun look. It ain't happening today, folks. So you get to look at this. Let's just focus on the plants. Just don't look. I'll just sit really tall. You know what? I had my hair down all day. I worked all day. It's been a rough week. This is the Friday messy hair. This is what you get. Okay. Moving along. Like I said, I'm hoping that you haven't seen all these. I don't believe that I've showed you other than on Instagram. So we're just gonna jump into it. So first of all, I'm gonna start with the plants that some amazing people have given me. Yeah, I think we're just gonna start there. So you guys all know about my friend Paula. I yammer about her all the time because she's awesome. I call her my plant fairy godmother because she kind of is. So we met up last weekend, and I had got this plant. She went and picked it up for me. She's a lot closer to the nursery that had this plant available, and when I saw it, I lost it, and I was like, I need this plant. And she's like, oh, I can go on my lunch. And I was like, I love your face so much. Like, I mean, not just because of that, but she's an amazing, amazing person. But she works and lives a lot closer to a lot of these nurseries, and so she gets a long enough break that she can go and scoot out and get these plants for me. So, and herself too, obviously. But anyways, I was so excited. So we met last weekend at a nursery that's local to both of us, kind of halfway between where we both live. And she brought me a few extra little surprises. This is why I love my Paula. Okay, so the first one is so cute. I think she had posted a little while ago, and I was like, that is the most adorable plant. Like, I need one of those. And so when we met last weekend, she gave me a bag, and she's like, there's a couple little extra things thrown in there. And I was like, what's in there? So this is the first one that she threw in, and it is the cutest plant on the planet. Okay, maybe not the cutest, but it is really cute. So this is the Calico Kitten. Let me just... Adorbs. It is pink. It is tiny. And it is so cute. And I mean, it's called Calico Kitten. So like, I feel like that in itself is enough. But so this is actually a succulent plant. So these plants you almost want to treat the same as succulents. They require a little bit more water than a regular succulent would. Their leaves are a little bit thinner. But what I did notice, and I didn't know this previous to getting this plant, if you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not. Is it still trying to focus on my face? Okay. There are little teeny, can you see those? I don't even know. So it's like they're little aerial roots, and I don't know if this is a climbing plant. I'm gonna guess that it is, because typically only climbing plants have these little like searcher roots. That's what I call them. That's not a technical term by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, so I don't know. So I'm gonna do a little bit of reading on this guy. So if you know, if these actually will climb on something, please let me know, because that would be really, really cool to have this kind of like climbing up something. Yeah, so that's the first one, the Crassula Calico Kitten. Adorable. Okay, so this next plant is, it was on my wish list. If you watched that video, if you haven't, I will post it somewhere up here, because I'm not good with where it ends up. Here? Here? I don't even know. Okay, it's up here somewhere. I'm gonna link it. You'll see a little white. You know how this works. Okay, so anyways, I did my wish list video, and a local plant friend of ours, who I personally haven't even met yet, kind of got in touch with me and said like, hey Nikki, like I've got some of this. I'm gonna send some with Paula, and I want you to have some. And I was like, oh my God, that is like the sweetest thing ever. So in my wish list video, I was looking for this, and look what I got. Yay! I was so happy. And this thing, I will tell you, so this is Tradescantia Tricolour. I'm sure there's other names for them, but that's what I'm going with. So this is, I think I got this like maybe a month ago. And it was literally, I was there while it was cut. And this thing rooted, I am not even joking, in like 3 or 4 days. This, and it was like these little, I know, I can't even convey to you how crazy this was, because these were tiny little, teeny weeny cuttings, no roots, no nothing. And now we have this. And I know that you're like, okay, that's not that big of a deal, Nikki. No, you're wrong. It is a big deal, because it grows so fast. I was really shocked. Like, I know Tradescantias normally grow fairly quickly, because I've got the purple one. I don't know what the name of that one is, which grows quickly, but this thing is crazy. So I was keeping it in, actually I did a little experiment. I had some in sphagnum moss, and I had some in soil, and both of them just like, so if you happen to get your hands on one of these, they root like crazy fast. Anyway, so that is my second plant. So that is my little wish list Tricolour Tradescantia. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where we are now. So I'm gonna save the good stuff for the end, because there's a couple more on the uncommon side than some of the others. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on the more uncommon, and I'm gonna kind of work my way up. Sound good to you guys? You in for it? All right. Seriously, my hair is a problem. Okay, so need to wet my whistle. Okay, moving along. So when Paula and Sometimes my mouth moves faster than my brain, and okay. So when Paula and I met last weekend, I told you guys that there was a couple extra little plants that she threw in there. Now, this one threw me for a loop. This is a plant that I've been looking for a while. This is also a plant that usually to get your hands on is not cheap. I'm not talking like $100 or anything whacked out like that, but I'm talking like, for this size of plant, it's usually between $20 and $30. So can you imagine my surprise when I took this out of the bag that she handed me? I was just like, oh, you're so amazing. Okay, but hold on. So this is the Hoya Australis Lisa, I think. So it's the variegated. Am I even using the right? I'm pretty sure I'm using the right term. Anyways, so this is it. I'm gonna try to tip it a little without. So these are super, super cute. The thing that I like about these ones, obviously it's variegated. If you've known me for a while, you know I'm into variegated plants. But this one, like a lot of other Hoya, the more light they get, the more reddish or pinkish they turn. So the one Paula had the most gorgeous pink and red hues, and I've been trying to find this plant for a while, refusing to pay an arm and a leg for it, because it's like when I get my large aeroids and stuff like that, especially when I get them from House Monstera, like they're big, so I feel like I can justify spending a little bit more on a big aeroid, but I feel like for a Hoya, like it's so small, so I don't know, I can't wrap my brain around that. Maybe that sounds weird. Does that sound weird? Do you guys get where I'm coming from? I don't even know. Okay, but anyways, this plant is one that I have just been wanting for a while, and so I am really excited to see this one grow. It's actually grown, I think, a little bit since Paula gave it to me, and I'm trying to just jack the light on it and try to get it to color up as much as I possibly can. So again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I will be putting updates on here, and you know, if this guy really starts to color up nicely, that'll definitely be on there. So that is my third new plant. That is my Hoya Australis variegated. I think it's called Hoya Australis Lisa. I am totally having a blonde moment, and I can say that because I'm actually a blonde. Okay, moving along. It's really dry in here tonight. Okay. So when Paula and I met each other last weekend at the nursery that is halfway between both of our places, we ran across a couple of plants. One I had never seen before, and I'm right now, literally not until just now, I am blanking on the name of this plant, but I'll show you. Okay, so I was bound that I was gonna get out of Calatheas and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't gonna buy any more Calatheas. I was done. I don't know why I lie to myself. I really don't. So I saw this guy. Paula and I both freaked out because we haven't seen this one in particular before. Like, I'm talking anywhere, like for sale somewhere or online. Just hadn't seen it. So I have a Calathea Rosie, which I can't reach right now. Hold on one second. Okay, this is my Calathea Rosie. I just had to do some snipping on her because she was a victim of the god-awful thrip infestation of 2019. We all know how that went. That was like, my whole 2019 was dealing with thrips. It was awful. Anyway, we're not going to talk about it because I'm going to get all emotional about it. So anyways, this is a Calathea Rosie. Okay. Now, okay, this guy isn't doing the best. No. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Okay, so the reason this one isn't doing the best is because I had it in behind another plant and I totally forgot it was there. And then after Christmas, when I took everything down and I was kind of like rearranging some plants, I saw this plant and it was like, it was so bad. I felt so awful. Anyways, so this is my Calathea Medallion. I know she looks hurting because she is. Actually, she's getting better. She's starting to perk back up and I do have faith that she will be fine. So this plant is almost like a mix between both of those. So this is, oh, Paula's gonna yell at me because Paula will remember. This is the Calathea. Oh my gosh, I'll put it on the screen. Hi, Eli. You want to come say hello? That was about it. Okay, I'll put it on the screen, so like here somewhere, so you know what it is, because it's totally left my brain. But it is so, so cute. It's got these amazing pink markings on it, and it is just so cool. So both Paula and I couldn't pass this guy up because simply for the fact that we haven't seen this plant. Like, have you guys seen this plant before? Do you own one of these? If you do, or if you have, please let me know. Because it was one, like I said, that we hadn't seen before. I think I mentioned that like 500 times by now. So we both had to get it because it was cool. So that is the Calathea, insert unknown name here. Lord. Okay, so the next plant that I got at the same time is a Calathea that I've had before. Yes, it's another Calathea. Am I a glutton for punishment? Yep. So the last time I had this plant, now if you know me, maybe you don't know this, but I am super stubborn. Like, I refuse to give up on plants unless it's like, I don't know, unless like there's no hope. So I got this Calathea last, I kind of want to say like July or August, and I fought with this thing to keep it alive. I tried everything, and then it got thrips. It was over. At that point, I was like, I can't fight with you anymore. I give up. You win. So when Paula and I, that is so, why is that so hard? Paula and I think it's because it sounds like Paul when I say it too fast, and I just want to be clear that it's Paula. Nobody cares, Nikki. Okay. So this plant I saw last weekend, and I had to pick it up because it was so, so beautiful, and I really wanted to make this plant work just because how gorgeous it is. It is simple. I'll just show you. Okay. So this is the Calathea Zebrina. Look at that. Look at it. It is gorgeous. I love the leaves. If you rub the leaves, like really, they are so soft. And I just love, like, yes, it's only green, but it's got these markings that I just can't. So I had to grab this one because I need to try it again because I know I'm able to do it as long as I don't get any pests. We should be golden. So that is the next plant, my new Calathea Zebrina. Okay, the next plant I'm going to show you is fairly new. I got this when we went to the Crystal Star last pop-up show of 2019, and Paula actually was the one. I'm talking about Paula a lot. Seriously, go follow Paula on Instagram. Here's her handle. You got to. She's awesome. Okay, I'll stop talking about Paula. So anyways, she convinced me to get this plant. This is a plant that I hadn't really heard of previous to when she mentioned it at all. So we're standing there and we're looking at all of the Hoya that they had there. And I wanted to get like one more plant. And she's like, you have to get this plant. And I was like, but it's just green. It's plain old green. Like, what's the big deal? She said, but hold on a second. So she grabs her phone and she's like Googling. And then she pulls up a photo like this. And I was like, oh, hand it over. So this, as underwhelming as it looks now, will be this. This is the Hoya Obscura. So with enough light in the proper conditions, this plant gets this gorgeous red, pink, like you saw it, right? Like it's, oh my goodness. And so this is another one that I've currently got under some grow lights that I'm blasting with light. Now, one of the things that Paula and I were kind of talking about, and let me know if you guys know this, with Hoya, does it matter, like in regards, in relation to like the redness that shows up, the coloration, is it the same for, like, is it going to color up the same under grow lights as it would color up under sunlight? What do you think? Like, even if it was really close to a grow light. It's one thing I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't know, but that's one of them. So if you know, let me know. I'm still kind of new-ish to Hoya. So yeah, that's one thing that I've kind of got on the brain. I'm not really sure if what's the case with this, but I've been blasting with light, and so far I haven't seen any coloration, but I'm hopeful and stubborn. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're winding down here. I think I have 4 more plants. So we are increasingly getting a little bit more and more rare. I hate that word. Uncommon, harder to come by. Don't see them as often. Those ones. So the next one is one that I've seen a couple times at this nursery that I go to, and I always seem to grab something else over it. So this time I was like, no, it's coming home with me this time. So you guys know that I have a few different Alocasia. I have my Frydek. I have my Silver Dragon. We have Jordan's Stingray. And now the newest member of the Collins Farrow household is the Alocasia Ivory Coast. So this plant is so cool. And when I saw this, they've had them there for quite a while. And like I said, I kept passing them up, but this time I just couldn't pass it up anymore. And the coolest part about this particular plant is when I bought it, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different plants in here. So I am really excited to see this plant grow. I'm really hoping it does as well as all of the other Alocasias that I have in my collection. I seem to do okay with them so far. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself. God, I hate saying stuff like that. Ugh. Anyways, this plant is gorgeous. So far it's been pretty much the same care as my other Alocasia. So I wait until they get about a 3 on the moisture meter, and then I go ahead and water it all the way through. It is in a mix that is rather airy. Anyways, so the mix that I have this in, because I feel like Alocasia is one of those things that, especially my Frydek, I get a lot of questions about it. So it has a lot of perlite, it has a lot of bark, so it's a nice airy flow through mix. But I did also throw some sphagnum moss in there. Sphagnum? I say sphagnum. What do you guys say? Sphagnum sounds better than sphagnum. It's weird. Okay. Anyways, just for some moisture retention. So you still want it to get that flow through because they don't like soggy feet, but they do like a little bit of moisture retention. And that seems to be working great for all of my Alocasia. They don't like a really dense, packed in soil mix. They need a nice light, airy flow through mix, but also moisture retentive, if you got me. So it's doing really well already. I've got a new little guy coming in right here. And yeah. Oh, hello. So yeah, that is the third last plant that I have gotten. So that is my Alocasia Ivory Coast. Super pretty. Okay, we got two more plants to show you. So the next plant is way out on left field. It's nothing like I've ever had before. I know that, I think it's Maya from Baby Plants. I always feel like I'm gonna screw that up. I think it's BB Plants. Maya, I'm so sorry if I screwed that up. Please tell me. I think it's BB Plants. It's Maya. Anyways, I know that Maya has at least one of these, and she seems to do really well with them. And this is another one of those plants that I've seen at this nursery a few times. I've passed it up each time. And the last time I passed it up, I was telling Jordan about it when I got home, and he's like, why didn't you get it? That's so cool. And I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, this time when I went, I grabbed it. Just didn't want to disappoint Jordan. So this is different than anything I've ever owned before. I don't know a whole lot about this plant, so if you guys, I did get some advice off Instagram that I have been attempting to follow, but if you have any additional tips and tricks for this plant for me, I would be eternally grateful to you. So this, oh my goodness, I can't remember the actual scientific name. Nepenthes? It's a pitcher plant. How cool is that? Honestly, even my kids, my boys find this so interesting. The fact that it's a carnivorous plant, you know, it's just so different. So the little pictures on it, if you can see those. And down inside there is some water, and it's actually, it must build up something because it's actually quite sticky, and I wasn't expecting that. When I bought it, this one had dried out a little bit. They do like a higher moisture level, which is fine in my home because I do have quite high humidity. I like to keep it around 60-65%, which is right up this guy's alley, as far as I understand. This particular pitcher, when I bought it, literally a week ago, this little guy wasn't even open yet. And as you can see, he has opened his little pitcher and he is ready to consume some bug carnage. So that is my new little pitcher plant. So again, if you guys have any tips for this guy, go ahead and throw them down in the comments. I would love to hear anything that you have to offer because this is way outside of anything that I currently own. Help me, please. Okay. You guys ready for this? We are down to the last two plants. These plants are super cool. They're fun. They're funky. And I am so excited to show you. Okay. So this particular plant is one that I picked up at the Crystal Star pop-up show that I was telling you about earlier. This is a plant that wasn't really on my radar I've seen a few people that have these and they are beautiful, but I don't know what the reasoning was behind me not like keying into this, but I saw it there and I was like, that baby is coming home with me. It is green. It is pink. That's all you need, is it not? It is the Neum pink splash. And oh, okay, it is not coming across as gorgeous as this is. So this plant is still fairly juvenile. This leaf, as you can see, has this really cool, you see that? It's like pink across this way and green across this way. Now, what the camera is not going to pick up, which is really unfortunate because it is stunning, is the pink on this plant has this sparkle to it. If you have one of these, you probably know what I mean. And it is just so cool. So I have had this plant for about a month and a half, I think. I think I got it midway through December. It is doing great. It is super easy care. So basically the same care as your regular Syngonium, I'm sure would be fine, or at the very least the same care as your as your Albo Syngoniums. So as you can see, it is getting a new little leaf here. So this will be the first leaf that it has gotten in my care, and I'm really excited to see it open. I know Hannah from Tropical Plant Addict has one of these, and it's so beautiful. And every time I watch her videos and I see this plant, I'm like, oh, it's so nice. So why it wasn't on my radar, I don't really know. Anyways, so this is getting really long-winded. So this is my Syngonium Pink Splash. It doesn't look pink in this video. I'm so sorry, guys. Check out my Instagram if you want like a true picture of what this plant looks like, because I do have a couple really cool photos of this plant on there and you can kind of get a better idea. Now, this last plant, one very similar to this was on my wish list video, and this one I hadn't heard a whole lot about. I don't hear a whole lot of people talk about it. But a nursery very close to me put this on their Instagram that they were now available in store. I lost my marbles. This is the one that I messaged Paula about, and she's like, I can go get it for you. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, please. They only had a couple left. So had she not gone on her lunch break like a true plant fairy godmother, I would have missed out on this opportunity. So this is the Anthurium, and I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that. This, it's not an EI, so it's okay. So it's not pronounced EI because that would be two I's. This is an actual EI, which I believe translates to an E or an I. Plant Latin, am I right? So this is an Anthurium bakeri. We're gonna go with bakeri because Plant Latin is not my first language by any stretch of the imagination. But if you know me, you know that the Anthurium viterifolium has been on my wish list for a while, and when I saw this one, I was like, oh wow, that is about as close right now as I can get. And honestly, I wasn't expecting a ton. I wasn't expecting to be super jazzed about this plant when I got it. And when I saw it, when I took it out of the bag when I got it, I was stunned. And it may not look like a lot to you, but these leaves, and it's coming off a lot more yellow. My lights for some reason make all my plants look like they're yellow and dying. I promise you they're not. So it has this amazing, see if I can get, they're still coming off really yellow. They're not. Can you see that? I have a really nice shot of this on my Instagram. So you can go check it out there if you want a better look at what this plant actually looks like. Though this is a fairly juvenile form of this plant. You can see that it has a new little growth point right here. So this is what they call, I think they're referred to as like a pendant anthurium. So they will actually come out and droop down. Now, some people actually plant them upside down in like a hanging basket, so they kind of come out the bottom and hang. Some people have them in a hanging basket up this way, and they just kind of like come out and droop over. I'm probably not going to plant it upside down. I do like the idea of it coming out and over the pot. So you can put this on top of a shelf or something like that, and the pendants will come and hang down. They do get quite long. I can't. I wish I could show you how beautiful, because it's just not coming across in this video. It has these really cool margins on the side. Oh, it's not translating on camera. That is so frustrating. Okay, after you're done this video, go to my Instagram account, scroll down, you'll see the photos of it. It is a beautiful, beautiful plant, especially if you like anthuriums, you like a different type of anthurium. And this is definitely that. This definitely checks that box. And I'm really, really pleased with this plant. Okay, I know I've rambled on long enough. I'm sorry, not sorry. You guys signed up for this. You know I'm rambly. I'm not even gonna apologize about it anymore. Okay, so that is all of the plants that I have gotten recently in the last like month and a half or so. Some of you may have seen, some of them you may not have seen, but that is them nonetheless. So, thank you so much for watching this video. I know I have quite a few subscribers that are new. To all of you, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and checking out my videos. I have been a little off as far as posting goes, but I am trying to get back into the swing of things and be able to upload twice a week as I used to. I haven't quite nailed out a specific upload schedule yet. I think it's just because my life is never normal day to day. Originally, I thought that Wednesday, Sunday would be great because ideally that seems like a great time to me, but I haven't been able to stick to that. So I don't want to tell you guys I'm definitely uploading on this day and this day until I really can nail something out. In 2020, I really want to try to get a routine down where I am getting videos filmed in advance and getting them scheduled so that you're getting a little bit more consistent content from me. And that is one thing that I'm really striving to do this year. So I hope that I can bring you that and that you will enjoy that. Yeah. So another thing that I want to do is every video I want to feature one of my subscribers at the end of every video. So this subscriber will be from the last video that I posted. This will be somebody that has commented. It will be, you know, just a comment that really kind of struck me, or I thought was funny, or that I thought was really sweet. I get the most amazing messages. You guys are just so sweet. And I know there is one subscriber, you know who you are, and you will say you're not sweet. But I see you. You can try to have that hard shell. I see you. So at the end of every video, I am going to feature one subscriber who has commented on a previous video. So this week, I don't have one because we are just starting and I want to make you guys aware of this beforehand. So if you want to be featured, go ahead and comment. I'm not encouraging you guys to comment. That sounds like, oh, please comment so that I can, okay, that's not what this is about. I just appreciate you guys, and I think you guys should be recognized back. I know I replied all your comments, but you know, I just thought I would feature one of you every video because you guys are the reason why I'm here. So why not put you in the spotlight for a change? Okay, guys. I've rambled on long enough. Thank you so much for watching and liking and commenting and subscribing. It is much appreciated. I love you all to bitty bits. Have a great day, night, week, month, and year, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah! Why aren't you showing up pink? We need to have a talk. My camera and I need to have a talk.